Despicable Me 4 continues the adventures of Gru, his family, and the lovable minions. In this installment, Gru is faced with the ultimate challenge as a new, mysterious villain emerges, threatening global chaos. The plot revolves around Gru's attempts to thwart this villain while balancing his roles as a father, husband, and former supervillain. The movie also delves into the dynamics of Gru's family, including his daughters Margot, Edith, and Agnes, as well as his wife, Lucy. The minions, as always, play a pivotal role, adding humor and chaos to the mix. The storyline blends action, comedy, and heartwarming moments, making it a delightful experience for audiences of all ages. Cast: Steve Carell as Gru, the central character and former supervillain turned hero. Kristen Wiig as Lucy Wilde, Gru's wife and partner in crime fighting. Miranda Cosgrove as Margot, Gru's eldest daughter. Dana Gayer as Edith, Gru's mischievous middle daughter. Nev Charrel as Agnes, Gru's youngest daughter, known for her love of unicorns. Pierre Coffin as the minions, the iconic yellow henchmen of Gru, providing comic relief throughout the film. Trey Parker as Balthazar Bratt, a recurring antagonist from previous films, making a cameo in this installment. Additional cast members include newcomers and returning voices, contributing to the rich ensemble. Production details: directors Kyle Balda, Brad Abelson, and Jonathan Delval, who have been integral to the series' success, return to helm the fourth installment. Producers Chris Meledandri and Janet Healy lead the production under the banner of Illumination Entertainment, known for its vibrant and engaging animated features. Screenplay: the screenplay is crafted by Cinco Paul, who has been a consistent writer for the franchise, ensuring continuity in humor and story. Animation Studio: Illumination MacGuff, the animation studio behind the previous films, has once again brought the world of Despicable Me to life with stunning visuals and animation. Technical and music departments. Cinematography: the visual style of the film is overseen by Eric Gillen, who maintains the vibrant, colorful, and dynamic animation that the franchise is known for. Editing: Claire Dodgson returns as the editor, ensuring the film's pace is engaging and the comedic timing is impeccable. Music: Pharrell Williams, who composed the iconic Happy from Despicable Me 2, returns to create another memorable soundtrack, blending upbeat tunes with emotional melodies that enhance the film's narrative. Pre-production: the pre-production phase began shortly after the release of Despicable Me 3, with the core team brainstorming ideas to continue Gru's journey. Character designs were updated to reflect growth in the characters, especially the daughters. Storyboarding was a critical part of the process, with hundreds of sketches created to visualize the film's scenes before animation began. Filming: while filming in the traditional sense doesn't apply to animated films, the production involved extensive voice recording sessions. The voice actors, including Steve Carell and Kristen Wiig, recorded their lines over several months. Animators worked in tandem, creating rough animation sequences based on the voice performances to guide the final animation. Post-production: the post-production phase involved refining the animation, adding special effects, and composing the final score. The editing team ensured that the film maintained a tight narrative flow, while sound designers added layers of audio effects to enhance the immersive experience. The final color grading gave the film its signature vibrant look. Release and availability: Despicable Me 4 was released in theaters worldwide in release date. Following its theatrical run, the movie became available on major OTT platforms, including Netflix and Amazon Prime Video, where it can be streamed in HD. The film is also expected to air on satellite channels like HBO and Disney Channel, making it accessible to a broader audience. Reception: upon its release, Despicable Me 4 received generally positive reviews from critics and audiences alike. The film was praised for its humor, heartwarming moments, and the continued development of Gru's character. Some critics noted that while the film followed a familiar formula, it still managed to entertain and engage viewers of all ages. Box office and budget. Budget. The production budget for Despicable Me 4 was estimated at $85 million, consistent with previous films in the series. Box office collection. The film was a box office success, grossing over $750 million worldwide, making it one of the highest-grossing animated films of 2024. Movie facts. Return of fan-favorite characters. The film saw the return of fan-favorite characters, including the Minions and Balthazar Brat, much to the delight of longtime fans. Easter eggs. Despicable Me 4 is filled with Easter eggs referencing previous films and other Illumination projects, offering sharp-eyed viewers a treasure hunt experience. Voice acting improvisations. Steve Carell is known for his improvisational skills, and many of Gru's lines were ad-libbed, adding an extra layer of humor to the character. Pharrell's music. Pharrell Williams composed a new hit single for the film, which quickly became popular, much like Happy from Despicable Me 2. Review. Critics generally appreciated the film for sticking to the successful formula of its predecessors while introducing new elements to keep the story fresh. The performances, especially Steve Carell's as Gru, were lauded for bringing depth and humor to the film. The animation quality, music, and overall production values were also highlighted as major strengths. Performances by actors. Steve Carell as Gru. Carell continues to be the heart of the series, delivering a performance that is both humorous and emotionally resonant. His portrayal of Gru's evolving character is a key highlight. Kristen Wiig as Lucy. Wiig's performance adds energy and fun, especially in scenes where she teams up with Gru to take on new challenges. Miranda Cosgrove, Dana Gayer, and Nev Charrel as the daughters. The trio delivers strong performances, bringing warmth and authenticity to their roles as Gru's daughters. Pierre Coffin as the Minions. Coffin's vocal work as the Minions continues to be a fan favorite, providing much of the film's comic relief. This comprehensive overview covers all the critical aspects of Despicable Me 4, from its storyline to its box office performance, making it a must-watch for fans of the franchise. Despicable Me 4, 2024. Detailed cast information. 1. Steve Carell as Gru. Character overview. Gru, the former supervillain turned devoted family man, is the heart and soul of the Despicable Me franchise. In Despicable Me 4, Gru faces new challenges as he balances his duties as a father, husband, and hero. His character has evolved significantly from the first film, where he was a reclusive villain with a penchant for stealing the moon, to a loving father and hero who constantly strives to do the right thing. Performance. Steve Carell's portrayal of Gru has been iconic, with his unique voice work adding layers of humor and emotion to the character. Carell's ability to blend Gru's gruff exterior with a soft, caring heart is a testament to his skill as a voice actor. In Despicable Me 4, Carell continues to showcase his talent, bringing both comedy and depth to Gru's character. His improvisational skills also shine through, with many of Gru's funniest lines being ad-libbed during recording sessions. 2. Kristen Wiig as Lucy Wilde. Character overview. Lucy Wilde is Gru's energetic and fearless wife, who works as an anti-villain League, AVL, agent. In Despicable Me 4, Lucy continues to be Gru's partner in both life and crime fighting, providing support and guidance as they tackle new challenges together. Lucy's character is known for her optimistic attitude, quick thinking, and love for her family, making her an integral part of the story. Performance. Kristen Wiig brings her signature comedic timing and enthusiasm to the role of Lucy. Her performance adds a dynamic and lively energy to the film, complementing Steve Carell's Gru. Wiig's chemistry with Carell is evident, creating a believable and heartwarming relationship between Lucy and Gru. Her ability to balance humor with moments of sincerity makes Lucy a beloved character in the franchise. 3. Miranda Cosgrove as Margot. Character overview. Margot is the eldest of Gru's 3 adopted daughters, known for her maturity and responsibility. In Despicable Me 4, Margot continues to take on a protective role over her younger sisters, while also navigating the challenges of growing up. Her character embodies the balance between being a responsible older sibling and a young girl discovering her place in the world. Performance. Miranda Cosgrove has voiced Margot since the first Despicable Me film, bringing consistency and depth to the character. Her portrayal captures Margot's intelligence, independence, and occasional vulnerability, making her a relatable character for audiences. Cosgrove's voice work adds a layer of authenticity to Margot's interactions with her family, particularly in scenes where she offers guidance or support to her sisters. 4. Dana Gayer as Edith. Character overview. Edith is the middle child of Gru's daughters, known for her tomboyish behavior and love of mischief. In Despicable Me 4, Edith continues to embrace her adventurous spirit, often finding herself in trouble due to her curiosity and daring nature. Despite her tough exterior, Edith has a soft spot for her family and is always ready to defend her sisters. Performance. Dana Gayer has consistently portrayed Edith with a blend of toughness and humor, making her a fan-favorite character. Gayer's voice work brings out Edith's rebellious yet lovable personality, adding a unique dynamic to the trio of sisters. Her performance in Despicable Me 4 continues to highlight Edith's growth, as she begins to show more maturity while still retaining her playful side. 5. Nev Carell as Agnes. Character overview. Agnes is the youngest of Gru's daughters, known for her adorable innocence and love of unicorns. In Despicable Me 4, Agnes's character remains as endearing as ever, providing heartwarming moments throughout the film. Her innocence often leads to humorous situations, but she also shows wisdom beyond her years, especially when it comes to matters of the heart. Performance. Nev Carell reprises her role as Agnes, bringing a sweet and charming voice to the character. Cheryl's performance captures the pure joy and wonder that defines Agnes, making her scenes some of the most memorable in the film. Her ability to convey both humor and emotion through her voice work adds depth to Agnes's character, making her a beloved figure in the franchise. 6. Pierre Coffin as the Minions. Character overview. The Minions are Gru's loyal, bumbling henchmen who provide much of the comic relief in the Despicable Me series. In Despicable Me 4, the Minions continue to play a significant role, often causing chaos while trying to assist Gru in his missions. Their antics, language, minionese, and slapstick humor are key elements that have endeared them to audiences worldwide. Performance. Pierre Coffin, who co-directed previous films in the franchise, voices all the Minions, bringing a unique and hilarious energy to the characters. Coffin's ability to create distinct personalities for each Minion through subtle variations in voice and behavior is a remarkable feat. His performance ensures that the Minions remain a central and entertaining part of the Despicable Me universe. 7. Trey Parker as Balthazar Bratt. Cameo. Character overview. Balthazar Bratt is a former child star turned supervillain, who was the main antagonist in Despicable Me 3. In Despicable Me 4, Bratt makes a cameo appearance, adding a nostalgic nod to the previous film. His character is known for his obsession with the 1980s, which influences his style and villainous schemes. Performance. Trey Parker, co-creator of South Park, brought Balthazar Bratt to life with a humorous and over-the-top performance in Despicable Me 3. His cameo in the fourth film serves as a fun throwback for fans, with Parker's distinct voice work and comedic timing making Bratt's brief appearance memorable.
8. Julie Andrews AS Marlena Gru.
Character overview. Marlena Gru is Gru's mother, known for her tough love and sometimes dismissive attitude toward Gru's accomplishments. In Despicable Me 4, Marlena's relationship with Gru continues to be explored, providing insight into Gru's upbringing and the dynamics of their family. Performance. Julie Andrews, a legendary actress, brings her class and wit to the role of Marlena. Her performance adds depth to the character, highlighting the complex relationship between mother and son. Andrew's voice work captures Marlena's sharp tongue and underlying affection for Gru, making her a standout character in the series. 9. Russell Brand as Dr. Nefario. Character overview. Dr. Nefario is Gru's loyal and eccentric gadgeteer, responsible for creating the various inventions and weapons used in Gru's missions. Although he took a back seat in Despicable Me 3, Dr. Nefario returns in Despicable Me 4 with new inventions and a renewed enthusiasm for helping Gru save the world. Performance. Russell Brand's portrayal of Dr. Nefario has been a highlight of the series, with his distinct voice and comedic delivery adding to the character's eccentric charm. In Despicable Me 4, Brand continues to bring Dr. Nefario's quirky personality to life, ensuring that the character remains an essential part of Gru's team. This detailed breakdown of the cast highlights the talented voice actors who bring the characters of Despicable Me 4 to life, contributing to the film's charm and success. Despicable Me 4, 2024. Production details. 1. Development. Initial announcement. The development of Despicable Me 4 was officially announced in February 2022 by Illumination Entertainment and Universal Pictures. The announcement followed the immense success of Despicable Me 3 and the continued popularity of the franchise, which had grown into one of the most successful animated series of all time. Story development. The creative team at Illumination, led by founder and CEO Chris Meledandri, began working on the storyline shortly after the release of Despicable Me 3. The goal was to continue the adventures of Gru and his family while introducing new elements to keep the series fresh. The writers, Cinco Paul and Ken Dorio, who have been with the franchise since the beginning, returned to craft the screenplay, ensuring continuity in the characters' development and humor. Concept art and character design. Early in development, the team focused on expanding the world of Gru and the Minions. New characters were conceptualized, and existing characters received updated designs to reflect the passage of time and the evolving storyline. The character design team worked closely with the directors to maintain the visual style that fans had come to love while introducing innovative elements to the film's aesthetic. 2. Pre-production. Script development. During the pre-production phase, the script underwent multiple revisions to fine-tune the story and dialogue. Cinco Paul, who had taken on a larger role as the sole screenwriter for the film, collaborated with the directors to ensure that the humor and heart of the series were preserved. The script was designed to appeal to both children and adults, maintaining the series' tradition of blending slapstick comedy with more sophisticated humor. Casting and voice recording. The main cast, including Steve Carell, Kristen Wiig, Miranda Cosgrove, Dana Gayer, and Pierre Coffin, were confirmed to return early in the pre-production phase. Voice recording sessions were scheduled to accommodate the actors' other commitments, with some sessions conducted remotely due to the COVID-19 pandemic. New voice actors were also brought in to play additional characters, with the casting process focusing on finding actors who could bring fresh energy to the franchise. Storyboard and animatics. The storyboard artists began visualizing the script through detailed drawings that outlined the film's key scenes. These storyboards were then turned into animatics, rough animated sequences that allowed the directors to get a sense of the pacing, timing, and flow of the film. This stage was crucial in identifying any potential issues before full-scale animation began. 3. Filming and animation. Animation process. Despicable Me 4 was produced using the same high-quality CGI animation techniques that have defined the series. Illumination MacGuff, the animation studio based in Paris that has handled all previous entries in the franchise, was once again responsible for the film's animation. The team utilized advanced software to create smooth, lifelike movements for the characters, with particular attention given to the Minions, whose expressive antics are central to the film's humor. Production challenges. One of the challenges faced during production was the integration of new technology to enhance the visual quality of the film. The animators worked on improving the lighting, textures, and environmental details to create a more immersive experience. Additionally, the production had to adapt to a hybrid work model due to the pandemic, with many animators working from home while coordinating closely with the Paris studio. Direction. The film was directed by returning directors Pierre Coffin and Kyle Balda, with Chris Renaud serving as an executive producer. Coffin, who also voices the Minions, was deeply involved in the creative direction, ensuring that the film stayed true to the tone and style of the previous entries. Balda, known for his work on Minions 2015 and The Lorax 2012, brought his expertise in animation and storytelling to the project, focusing on delivering a film that was both visually stunning and emotionally resonant. For post-production. Editing. The editing process was overseen by Claire Knight, a veteran editor who had worked on previous Illumination films, including The Secret Life of Pets. Knight worked closely with the directors to refine the film's pacing, ensuring that the comedic timing was sharp and the narrative flowed smoothly. The editing team also collaborated with the sound department to seamlessly integrate the film's score and sound effects. Visual effects. Although primarily an animated film, Despicable Me 4 included several complex visual effects sequences, particularly involving the Minions' slapstick antics and the film's action scenes. The visual effects team worked to enhance these scenes, adding layers of detail that elevated the overall look of the film. Techniques such as particle simulations were used to create realistic explosions, dust, and other environmental effects. Sound design and mixing. The sound design for Despicable Me 4 was handled by the team at Skywalker Sound, renowned for their work on animated films. The sound designers created a rich audio landscape that complemented the film's visuals, from the Minions' gibberish to the more intricate soundscapes of action sequences. The final sound mix was conducted in Dolby Atmos, providing an immersive auditory experience for theatergoers. Music score. The film's score was composed by Heitor Pereira, who had composed the music for the previous films in the franchise. Pereira's score for Despicable Me 4 blended familiar musical themes with new compositions that reflected the film's fresh narrative direction. The music was recorded with a full orchestra, with Pereira carefully orchestrating each piece to align with the film's emotional beats and comedic moments. 5. Marketing and promotion. Teasers and trailers. The marketing campaign for Despicable Me 4 kicked off with a teaser trailer released in late 2023, which quickly went viral thanks to the continued popularity of the Minions. The full trailer followed, showcasing the film's humor, action, and new characters, generating significant buzz across social media platforms. Merchandising. As with previous entries, Despicable Me 4 was accompanied by an extensive merchandising campaign. This included toys, clothing, and accessories featuring the Minions, as well as tie-in products with fast food chains and other brands. The merchandising strategy was aimed at both children and adult fans, with products designed to appeal to the franchise's broad audience. Premiere and promotional events. The world premiere of Despicable Me 4 was held in Los Angeles, featuring appearances by the cast and crew, along with a special performance by Pharrell Williams, who contributed original songs to the soundtrack. The premiere was heavily covered by the media, and the event was live-streamed on various platforms, allowing fans around the world to participate in the excitement. This detailed overview of the production of Despicable Me 4 highlights the extensive efforts by the creative team to bring the latest installment of this beloved franchise to life, ensuring it would meet the high expectations of its global fanbase. Despicable Me 4 2024 Technical and Music Departments. 1. Technical Department. Animation Studio. Illumination MacGuff. The animation for Despicable Me 4 was produced by Illumination MacGuff, a Paris-based studio known for its cutting-edge CGI animation. The studio has been responsible for animating all previous entries in the Despicable Me franchise, as well as other Illumination hits like The Secret Life of Pets and Sing. Animation techniques. The film utilized advanced CGI animation techniques to create lifelike character movements and highly detailed environments. The animators focused on enhancing the visual style, ensuring that the film's animation was fluid, vibrant, and consistent with the aesthetic established in previous films. Character animation. Special attention was given to the minions, whose exaggerated expressions and physical comedy require precise animation. The team used motion capture and traditional keyframe animation to achieve the dynamic movements and expressive faces that are a hallmark of the Minions' appeal. Visual effects, VFX. The visual effects in Despicable Me 4 were handled by a specialized team within Illumination MacGuff, focusing on enhancing action sequences and adding realism to the animated world. Techniques like particle simulations, dynamic lighting, and complex environmental effects were used to create scenes that were both visually stunning and immersive. Simulation technology. To create realistic explosions, water effects, and other environmental interactions, the VFX team used sophisticated simulation software. These effects were seamlessly integrated into the animation, adding depth and realism to the scenes. Cinematography. Eric Gillen, as the production designer and co-director of the Despicable Me franchise, Eric Gillen also played a key role in the film's visual design. His work ensured that the film's cinematography maintained a consistent look and feel with previous installments, while also incorporating new visual elements to keep the series fresh. Lighting and color grading. The cinematography of Despicable Me 4 emphasized bright, vibrant colors and dynamic lighting. The lighting team worked closely with the animators to create scenes with dramatic contrasts and rich color palettes, enhancing the visual storytelling. Editing. Claire Knight, a seasoned editor with experience on animated films like Kung Fu Panda, oversaw the editing of Despicable Me 4. Knight's work focused on maintaining the film's pacing, ensuring that comedic moments landed effectively and that action sequences were tightly edited for maximum impact. Editing software. The editing team used industry-standard software like Avid Media Composer to assemble the film, allowing for precise control over the timing and flow of each scene. Sound design. Skywalker Sound. The sound design for Despicable Me 4 was created by Skywalker Sound, a leading sound studio known for its work on major animated and live-action films. The sound designers crafted an auditory landscape that complemented the visual style of the film, from the Minions' iconic gibberish to the rich soundscapes of action scenes. Foley effects. Foley artists created custom sound effects for the film, focusing on the physical comedy of the Minions and the unique sounds associated with their antics. These effects were meticulously synchronized with the animation to enhance the humor and action. 2. Music department. Composer. Aitor Pereira. Aitor Pereira returned to compose the score for Despicable Me 4, continuing his long-standing collaboration with the franchise. Pereira's music for the film combined familiar themes from previous installments with new compositions that reflected the evolving narrative and emotional depth of the story. Musical style. Pereira's score blended orchestral elements with contemporary beats and electronic music, creating a soundscape that was both epic and playful. The music was designed to enhance the film's emotional moments while also driving the fast-paced action sequences. Soundtrack. Original songs. The film's soundtrack included original songs written and performed by Pharrell Williams, who has been a significant musical contributor to the Despicable Me series. His songs for Despicable Me 4 continued to capture the upbeat, feel-good spirit of the franchise, with catchy melodies and lyrics that resonated with both kids and adults. Recording process. The music was recorded with a full orchestra at Abbey Road Studios in London, one of the most iconic recording venues in the world. The orchestration was carefully arranged to complement the film's narrative, with Pereira conducting the sessions to ensure the music aligned perfectly with the on-screen action. Music integration. Score and scene synchronization. The music department worked closely with the directors and editors to synchronize the score with the film's visuals. This involved intricate timing to ensure that the music punctuated key moments in the story, from comedic beats to emotional climaxes. Sound mixing. The final sound mix was conducted in Dolby Atmos, providing a 3D audio experience that immersed audiences in the world of Gru and the Minions. The mix balanced the score, sound effects, and dialogue to create a cohesive and dynamic auditory experience. Pharrell Williams' contribution. Pharrell Williams' contributions to the Despicable Me 4 soundtrack included several new songs that played during key scenes in the film. His music has been a defining feature of the series, and his work on this installment continued to elevate the film's overall tone and energy. Pop culture impact. Williams' songs from previous Despicable Me films, like Happy, became global hits, and the expectation was that his contributions to Despicable Me 4 would have a similar impact on popular culture. The technical and music departments of Despicable Me 4 were instrumental in bringing the film to life, ensuring that it maintained the high standards set by previous entries in the series while also introducing new elements to keep the audience engaged. The collaboration between these departments resulted in a visually stunning and orally immersive experience that complemented the film's narrative and humor. Despicable Me 4, 2024. Pre-production, filming, and post-production. 1. Pre-production. Concept development. The pre-production phase for Despicable Me 4 began shortly after the release of Despicable Me 3 in 2017. The film's success and the continued popularity of the franchise spurred Illumination Entertainment to greenlight a 4th installment. The initial concept meetings involved key creative figures like Chris Meledandri, Illumination's founder, Pierre Coffin, director and voice of the Minions, and Eric Gillen, production designer, who discussed potential storylines and character arcs, storyline and scriptwriting. The writing team, led by returning screenwriters Cinco Paul and Ken Dorio, focused on developing a fresh narrative that would expand the universe of Gru, his family, and the Minions. The script went through multiple drafts to balance humor, emotion, and action, ensuring that the film would appeal to both longtime fans and new audiences. Special attention was given to evolving Gru's character and introducing new villains that would challenge him in unexpected ways. Character design. The pre-production phase also involved extensive work on character design. While the core characters like Gru, Lucy, and the Minions remained consistent, new characters required unique designs that fit seamlessly into the established world. Eric Gillen led the design team in creating these new characters, experimenting with various visual styles and personality traits before finalizing their appearances. Villain design. A significant focus was placed on designing the new antagonist, ensuring they had a distinct look and feel that would make them memorable. The villain's design was tied closely to their backstory and abilities, influencing their visual representation. Storyboarding. Once the script was finalized, the storyboard artists began translating the written scenes into visual panels. Storyboarding was a collaborative process, with input from directors, writers, and animators to ensure that the visual gags and action sequences were effectively planned. The storyboard served as a blueprint for the animators and provided a clear vision of how each scene would unfold. Animatics. Early animatics were created to test the timing and pacing of key sequences, allowing the team to refine the visual storytelling before full animation began. These animatics helped identify any potential issues with scene transitions and comedic beats. Voice casting and recording. Pre-production also involved assembling the voice cast. Steve Carell, Kristen Wiig, and other returning actors recorded their lines during this phase, often in sessions where they could experiment with different line deliveries and improvisation. The voice recordings were essential for the animators, who used them to guide the character animations. New cast members. Casting for new characters was a crucial aspect of pre-production. The casting team sought actors who could bring unique energy to their roles, with voice tests and chemistry reads helping to finalize the cast. 2. Filming. Virtual production. As an animated film, Despicable Me 4 didn't involve traditional live-action filming, but instead relied on virtual production techniques. The filming process in animation involves creating detailed pre-visualizations, previs of scenes, which serve as a guide for animators. These previs sequences are akin to a rough cut of the film, showcasing the intended camera angles, character movements, and timing. Motion capture. While the primary animation was done by hand, some scenes may have utilized motion capture technology to capture complex movements or physical comedy, particularly for the minions. This data was then used as a reference by animators to create fluid and naturalistic character animations. Voice recording continued. Throughout the filming phase, the voice actors continued to record additional lines as needed. Often, this included re-recording lines to better match the animation or to reflect changes in the script. Voice recording sessions were scheduled in parallel with the animation process, allowing for continuous refinement of both the audio and visual elements of the film. Animation production. The bulk of the filming phase involved the animators bringing the storyboards and animatics to life. Animators worked in teams, with each group responsible for specific characters or sequences. This phase required close collaboration between the animation, lighting, and effects teams to ensure consistency in the visual style. Character animation. Character animators focused on capturing the personalities and emotions of each character through their movements and expressions. For returning characters like Gru and the Minions, animators referenced previous films to maintain consistency, while also introducing subtle changes that reflected their development. Environment and background animation. The environment and background teams worked simultaneously to create the film's various settings. These included both familiar locations, like Gru's lab, and new environments that required unique designs and animations. 3. Post-production. Editing and refinement. The post-production phase began once the primary animation was completed. Claire Knight, the film's editor, played a crucial role in this stage, working closely with the directors to refine the pacing and flow of the film. The editing process involved cutting scenes, adjusting the timing of comedic moments, and ensuring that the narrative was coherent and engaging. Final animations. During post-production, the animators made final adjustments to the animation, focusing on details like lip sync, facial expressions, and background movements. This stage also included the addition of visual effects, such as explosions, weather effects, and other environmental interactions. Visual effects, VFX. The VFX team at Illumination MacGuff added the final layers of polish to the animation. This included enhancing scenes with particle effects, dynamic lighting, and other visual elements that added depth and realism to the film. The VFX work was carefully integrated with the existing animation to ensure a seamless viewing experience. Rendering. The completed animation and VFX were rendered using high-performance computer clusters, a process that took several weeks to complete. The rendering process involved generating the final images, complete with lighting, shadows, and textures. Sound design and mixing. Skywalker Sound was responsible for the film's sound design and final mix. This stage involved creating the auditory elements of the film, from sound effects and Foley to dialogue and music. The sound designers worked to ensure that each scene had a rich soundscape that matched the tone and mood of the visuals. Final sound mix. The final sound mix was conducted in Dolby Atmos, providing an immersive audio experience. The mix balanced the score, sound effects, and dialogue, ensuring that each element was clear and impactful. Music score and integration. The film's score, composed by Heitor Pereira, was recorded and integrated during post-production. Pereira's music was synchronized with the film's scenes, enhancing the emotional and narrative beats of the story. The score was mixed with the sound effects and dialogue to create a cohesive auditory experience. Soundtrack finalization. Pharrell Williams' original songs were also finalized and integrated into the film. These songs played during key scenes, providing musical highlights that complemented the film's tone. Color grading. The final stage of post-production involved color grading, where the film's visuals were adjusted to achieve the desired color palette. The colorists worked with the directors to ensure that each scene had the correct mood and atmosphere, using color to enhance the storytelling. Consistency with franchise. The color grading process aimed to maintain visual consistency with previous films in the series, while also introducing new color schemes that reflected the film's unique settings and themes. Final cut. The final cut of Despicable Me 4, was assembled after all elements, animation, VFX, sound, and music, were completed. The directors, along with the producers, reviewed the final product to ensure it met their vision. Once approved, the film was prepared for distribution. The meticulous work done during the pre-production, filming, and post-production phases ensured that Despicable Me 4 maintained the high quality expected from the franchise while also pushing the boundaries of what animated films can achieve. Each phase contributed to the film's success, resulting in a polished and entertaining final product. Despicable Me 4, 2024. Reception. 1. Critical reception. Overall reviews. Despicable Me 4 received a mix of positive and moderately favorable reviews from critics. Many praised the film for maintaining the charm and humor of the earlier installments, while others felt that it played it safe, sticking closely to the formula that made the franchise successful. Rotten Tomatoes. The film earned a respectable score on Rotten Tomatoes, with many critics appreciating its family-friendly humor, vibrant animation, and engaging characters. However, some reviews pointed out that the storyline felt somewhat predictable and didn't take enough risks. Metacritic. On Metacritic, the film garnered generally favorable reviews, with an emphasis on the quality of animation and the vocal performances, particularly Steve Carell's portrayal of Gru. However, the consensus noted that while the film was enjoyable, it didn't necessarily break new ground. Praise for specific elements. Animation quality. The film's animation was widely praised, with critics highlighting the detailed character designs, expressive animation of the minions, and the visually stunning environments. The attention to detail and the seamless integration of VFX were particularly noted. Voice acting. Steve Carell's performance as Gru was once again a standout, with critics lauding his ability to keep the character fresh and entertaining. Kristen Wiig and the rest of the supporting cast also received positive mentions for their contributions. Humor and family appeal. The humor, particularly the slapstick comedy provided by the minions, was a hit among critics and audiences alike. The film's appeal to both children and adults was noted as a key strength, with jokes and references that catered to a broad demographic. Criticism. Predictability. Some critics felt that Despicable Me 4 relied too heavily on familiar tropes and didn't offer much in terms of innovation. The storyline, while enjoyable, was seen as somewhat formulaic, with few surprises or new developments in the overarching narrative. Character development. A few reviews mentioned that the film didn't delve deeply enough into the character's growth, particularly Gru's, who some felt had already completed his character arc in previous films. The new characters, while entertaining, were seen as not fully developed. 2. Audience reception. Box office performance. Despicable Me 4 was a box office hit, continuing the franchise's tradition of strong financial performance. The film performed exceptionally well in its opening weekend, topping the box office in several countries and drawing large family audiences. Global earnings. The movie saw significant earnings both domestically and internationally, reflecting the franchise's enduring global appeal. The film's marketing, coupled with the Minions' worldwide popularity, contributed to its strong box office numbers. Merchandise sales. As with previous films, Despicable Me 4 generated substantial revenue from merchandise, including toys, clothing, and other branded products. The Minions, in particular, continued to be a major draw for children's products. Audience feedback. Family-friendly entertainment. Audiences praised the film for being a fun, family-friendly experience. Parents appreciated the movie's ability to entertain both children and adults, with many noting the positive messages about family, friendship, and redemption. Minions' popularity. The Minions continued to be a highlight, with their antics and comedic timing delighting audiences. Their appeal was a significant factor in the film's success, with many fans considering the Minions scenes the most enjoyable parts of the movie. Repeat viewings. The film's lighthearted tone and entertaining story made it a popular choice for repeat viewings, particularly among younger audiences. This rewatchability contributed to its continued box office performance even weeks after its initial release. 3. Awards and nominations. Animation awards. Despicable Me 4 was nominated for several awards in the animation category, including nods from prestigious organizations like the Annie Awards. The film's animation quality, character design, and visual effects were recognized as standout achievements in the industry. Music and sound. The film's score by Heitor Pereira and original songs by Pharrell Williams also received nominations, with particular praise for how the music complemented the film's tone and energy. The sound design and mixing were recognized for enhancing the overall cinematic experience. Public and industry recognition. The film was acknowledged by various industry groups and public awards for its contribution to family entertainment. While it may not have swept major awards, Despicable Me 4 was celebrated for its consistency and its ability to deliver a satisfying and enjoyable movie experience to a wide audience. Despicable Me 4 successfully continued the legacy of the franchise, appealing to both critics and audiences. While it didn't necessarily break new ground, its quality animation, strong voice acting, and family-friendly humor ensured its place as a worthy addition to the beloved series. Despicable Me 4, 2024. Box office and budget. 1. Budget. Production budget. Despicable Me 4 had an estimated production budget of around $80 to $100 million. This budget is consistent with previous films in the franchise and reflects the high-quality animation, voice talent, and production values that Illumination Entertainment is known for. Animation costs. A significant portion of the budget was allocated to the animation process. This included costs related to the use of advanced CGI technology, the work of the animation team at Illumination MacGuff, and the extensive rendering required for the film's complex visual effects. Voice cast salaries. The salaries of the voice cast, particularly lead actors like Steve Carell and Kristen Wiig, also contributed to the budget. Given the popularity of the franchise, the main actors commanded substantial fees for reprising their roles. Marketing and promotion. While the production budget primarily covers the creation of the film, additional expenses were incurred for marketing and promotion. These costs are typically substantial for major animated releases, involving global advertising campaigns, merchandise partnerships, and premiere events. 2. Box office performance. Domestic box office. In the United States and Canada, Despicable Me 4 had a strong opening weekend, earning approximately $80 to $100 million. The film's performance was bolstered by the popularity of the franchise and the strong turnout of family audiences. Total domestic earnings. By the end of its theatrical run, the film had grossed over $300 million domestically. This solid performance was in line with expectations and reflected the enduring appeal of the Despicable Me series. International box office. Internationally, Despicable Me 4 performed exceptionally well, particularly in key markets such as China, the United Kingdom, and France. The film's global appeal, driven by the Minions' universal humor, helped it achieve significant box office numbers overseas. Total international earnings. The film grossed over $500 million in international markets, bringing its worldwide total to over $800 million. This global success made Despicable Me 4 one of the highest-grossing animated films of 2024. Box office rankings. Despicable Me 4 ranked as one of the top animated films of the year, both domestically and internationally. It also became one of the highest-grossing entries in the Despicable Me franchise, demonstrating the series' continued commercial viability. 3. Financial success and impact. Profitability. Given its production budget of $80 to $100 million and its global box office earnings of over $800 million, Despicable Me 4 was highly profitable. The film's strong performance ensured a substantial return on investment for Illumination Entertainment and its parent company, Universal Pictures. Merchandise and licensing. Beyond box office revenue, the film generated significant income through merchandise sales, including toys, clothing, and other branded products. The Minions, in particular, continued to be a lucrative part of the franchise's overall financial success. Streaming and home media, post-theatrical release, Despicable Me 4 saw additional revenue from streaming platforms, digital downloads, and physical media sales. The film was a popular choice for family viewing on home entertainment platforms, further boosting its profitability. Franchise longevity. The financial success of Despicable Me 4 solidified the franchise's future, with discussions about potential sequels and spin-offs likely to continue. The film's box office performance underscored the enduring popularity of Gru, the Minions, and the world they inhabit. Overall, Despicable Me 4 was a financial triumph, demonstrating the franchise's strong market presence and the effectiveness of Illumination's approach to animated filmmaking. Its box office performance, combined with its merchandising and licensing success, ensured that the film was a major hit in 2024. Despicable Me 4, 2024. Movie facts. 1. Franchise milestones. Fourth mainline entry. Despicable Me 4 is the fourth main entry in the Despicable Me franchise, which began in 2010. The series has become one of the most successful animated franchises globally, with each installment grossing hundreds of millions of dollars at the box office. Combined franchise earnings, including spin-offs like Minions 2015 and Minions: The Rise of Gru 2022. The franchise has earned over $4 billion globally, making it one of the highest-grossing animated franchises of all time. Longevity. The film marks over a decade of success for the franchise, which has maintained its popularity through multiple generations of audiences. The continued appeal of characters like Gru, the Minions, and the overall humor of the series has contributed to its enduring success. 2. Character and storyline evolution. Gru's continued evolution. Steve Carell's character, Gru, has undergone significant development throughout the series. From a supervillain in the first film to a devoted family man and secret agent in later installments. Despicable Me 4 continues to explore Gru's life as a father, husband, and sometimes hero. New challenges. In this installment, Gru faces new challenges both at home and in his professional life, bringing fresh dimensions to his character. The film delves into his struggles with balancing family life and his unpredictable, often dangerous, career. Introduction of new characters. Despicable Me 4 introduces several new characters, including a formidable new villain and potential allies. These new characters are designed to expand the universe while keeping the story fresh and engaging. Minions adventures. The Minions continue to play a significant role in the film, with their own subplots and comedic escapades that tie into the main storyline. 3. Production and development. Directorial continuity. Pierre Coffin, who directed the previous Despicable Me films and provided the iconic voices for the Minions, returned for the fourth installment. His involvement ensured that the film maintained the same visual and comedic style that fans have come to expect. Illumination MacGuff. The animation was once again handled by Illumination MacGuff, the French studio responsible for the franchise's distinct animation style. Their work on Despicable Me 4 pushed the boundaries of CGI animation, delivering detailed and vibrant visuals. Voice acting. Steve Carell and Kristen Wiig reprised their roles as Gru and Lucy, respectively. The film also brought back other fan-favorite voice actors while introducing new voices for the newly introduced characters. Improvisation and creative freedom. Steve Carell was given significant creative freedom during recording sessions, allowing him to improvise lines and contribute to the character's development, a practice that has been a hallmark of his performance throughout the series. 4. Marketing and cultural impact. Global marketing campaign. Despicable Me 4 was promoted through an extensive global marketing campaign. This included collaborations with brands, a strong presence on social media, and promotional events featuring the Minions. Minions Mania. The Minions continued to be a central focus of the marketing efforts, with their likeness appearing on everything from billboards to Happy Meal toys. Their cultural impact has been enormous, making them one of the most recognizable animated characters worldwide. Cultural references and humor. The film is packed with cultural references and jokes that appeal to both children and adults. This dual-layered humor has been a signature of the franchise, allowing it to resonate with a wide audience. Pop culture integration. Despicable Me integrates contemporary pop culture references, including nods to internet memes and popular music, making it relevant to modern audiences while retaining the timeless humor that has always been a part of the series. 5. Easter eggs and references. Nods to previous films. Despicable Me 4 contains numerous Easter eggs that reference earlier films in the series. Fans can spot callbacks to iconic scenes, character moments, and even visual gags that have become synonymous with the franchise. Hidden minions. As in previous installments, there are hidden minions throughout the film, often in the background of scenes. These Easter eggs have become a fun challenge for fans to spot on repeat viewings. Cameos and voice guest stars. The film features a few surprise cameos, both in terms of character appearances and voice guest stars. These cameos are a treat for fans of the series and contribute to the fun, playful tone of the movie. Despicable Me 4 continues the legacy of one of the most beloved animated franchises of all time, bringing new adventures, characters, and laughs while staying true to the elements that made the series a global phenomenon. Despicable Me 4, 2024. Performances by actors. 1. Steve Carell as Gru. Gru's dual personality. Steve Carell once again delivers a stellar performance as Gru, balancing the character's dual nature of a reformed supervillain and a loving father. Carell's voice work captures Gru's gruff exterior while also showcasing his softer, more emotional side, particularly in scenes involving his daughters. Comedy and emotion. Carell expertly handles the comedic timing required for the character, especially in scenes with the minions, while also bringing depth to Gru's more serious moments. His ability to switch between humor and heartfelt emotion is a key strength of his performance. Character development. In Despicable Me 4, Gru faces new personal and professional challenges that require him to evolve further. Carell's portrayal reflects this growth, showing a more mature, reflective Gru who is still trying to reconcile his past with his present responsibilities. Improvisation. Carell is known for improvising some of his lines, adding spontaneity and authenticity to Gru's character. This creative freedom allows for some of the film's most memorable and funny moments. 2. Kristen Wiig as Lucy Wilde. Lucy's energetic presence. Kristen Wiig returns as Lucy Wilde, Gru's energetic and enthusiastic wife. Wiig's performance is lively and dynamic, bringing a sense of fun and adventure to the character. Her voice work captures Lucy's passion for her job as a secret agent and her love for her family. Balancing comedy and action. Wiig handles the comedic aspects of her character with ease, often playing the straight woman to Gru's more bumbling nature. However, she also shines in action sequences, where Lucy's skills as an agent are on full display. Character growth. In this installment, Lucy takes on a more significant role in both the family dynamics and the central plot. Wiig's performance reflects Lucy's increased confidence and competence, making her a more integral part of the story. Chemistry with Carell. The chemistry between Wiig and Carell is a highlight, with their characters' relationship serving as an emotional anchor for the film. Their interactions range from humorous to touching, providing a solid foundation for the film's narrative. 3. Pierre Coffin as the Minions. Iconic Minion voices. Pierre Coffin, who has voiced the Minions throughout the franchise, returns to provide their unique and often hilarious vocalizations. His work as the Minions continues to be a standout feature of the film, with each Minion having a distinct personality conveyed through their gibberish language. Physical comedy and timing. Coffin's ability to convey humor through sound alone is impressive. The Minions' slapstick comedy and physical antics are perfectly matched with Coffin's vocal performance, making them as lovable and funny as ever. Minion-centric subplots. In Despicable Me 4, the Minions have their own subplots that run parallel to the main story. Coffin's performance ensures that these scenes are engaging and entertaining, with the Minions often stealing the spotlight. Cultural impact. The Minions, largely due to Coffin's voice work, have become cultural icons. Their scenes are among the most anticipated in any Despicable Me film, and Despicable Me 4 is no exception. 4. Supporting cast performances.
Julie Andrews as Marlena Gru.
Julie Andrews reprises her role as Marlena, Gru's sharp-tongued mother. Andrews brings her usual wit and charm to the character, making Marlena a memorable and entertaining presence in the film. Her interactions with Gru continue to provide comedic highlights, showcasing their unique mother-son relationship. New characters and voices. Despicable Me 4 introduces new characters voiced by well-known actors, though specific details about these roles may vary. These new voices bring fresh energy to the film, with performances that complement the existing cast while adding new dynamics to the story. Ensemble chemistry. The ensemble cast, including returning and new members, works well together, creating a cohesive and engaging dynamic. The voice actors' chemistry is evident in the interactions between their characters, contributing to the film's overall charm and appeal. 5. Child actors as Margot, Edith, and Agnes. Voice of Margot, Miranda Cosgrove. Miranda Cosgrove continues to voice Margot, the eldest of Gru's daughters. Her performance reflects Margot's maturity and growing independence, adding depth to the character as she navigates adolescence. Voice of Edith, Dana Gayer. Dana Gayer reprises her role as Edith, the mischievous middle child. Gayer's performance captures Edith's adventurous spirit and tomboyish nature, providing comic relief while also showing Edith's loyalty to her family. Voice of Agnes, Nev Charrel. Nev Charrel returns as Agnes, the youngest and most innocent of the sisters. Cheryl's voice work is sweet and endearing, perfectly matching Agnes's wide-eyed enthusiasm and love for unicorns. In Despicable Me 4, the performances by the voice cast, both returning and new, contribute significantly to the film's success. Each actor brings their character to life with energy, humor, and emotion, ensuring that the film remains a delightful and engaging experience for audiences of all ages. Despicable Me 4, 2024, Audience Reception and Critical Acclaim. 1. Audience Reception. General audience feedback. Despicable Me 4 was well received by audiences, particularly among families and longtime fans of the franchise. The film's blend of humor, heart, and adventure resonated with viewers of all ages, making it a popular choice for family outings. Family-friendly appeal. The movie's ability to entertain both children and adults was a significant factor in its positive reception. Parents appreciated the film's clean, fun humor and positive messages, while kids enjoyed the slapstick comedy and colorful animation. Social media buzz. On social media platforms, the film generated a lot of buzz, with fans sharing their favorite moments, Minions memes, and reactions to the new characters. The Minions, in particular, continued to be a major talking point, with their antics and catchphrases trending online. Fan loyalty. The Despicable Me franchise has built a loyal fan base over the years, and Despicable Me 4 did not disappoint them. Fans appreciated that the film stayed true to the spirit of the series while introducing new elements to keep the story fresh. Repeat viewings. Many fans reported seeing the movie multiple times in theaters, particularly families with young children who enjoyed the film's rewatchability. The movie's lighthearted tone and engaging plot made it a hit for repeat viewings. Merchandise and brand tie-ins. The release of Despicable Me 4 was accompanied by a wave of new merchandise, which was eagerly snapped up by fans. From Minions toys to themed clothing and accessories, the film's merchandise sales reflected its popularity among audiences. 2. Critical acclaim. Rotten Tomatoes. Despicable Me 4 scored well on Rotten Tomatoes, with a majority of critics giving it favorable reviews. The film was praised for its consistent quality, appealing animation, and strong voice performances, particularly from Steve Carell and Kristen Wiig. Critics' consensus. The consensus highlighted the film's success in maintaining the franchise's charm and humor, even if it didn't break new ground. While some critics noted that the storyline was predictable, they also acknowledged that the film delivered what fans of the series expected. Metacritic. On Metacritic, Despicable Me 4 earned a solid score, indicating generally favorable reviews. The film's visual appeal, voice acting, and entertainment value were common points of praise, though some reviewers felt that the plot was formulaic. Highlights. Critics noted the high-quality animation and the Minions' comedic scenes as standout elements. The film's pacing and balance between humor and emotional moments were also appreciated. Notable critic reviews. The Hollywood Reporter praised the film's ability to balance family-friendly content with humor that appeals to all ages. The review also commended the animation and the performances of the voice cast. Variety acknowledged that while the film didn't take many risks, it successfully delivered a fun and entertaining experience. The review emphasized the franchise's ability to stay relevant and engaging after multiple sequels. IGN highlighted the Minions' continued appeal and the film's vibrant animation. However, the review noted that the plot was somewhat predictable, a common critique among critics. Awards consideration. While not a frontrunner for major awards, Despicable Me 4 was considered for several accolades in the animation category. It was recognized for its animation quality, voice acting, and soundtrack, with nominations from various industry groups. 3. Strengths and criticisms. Strengths. Animation quality. The film's vibrant, detailed animation was a major highlight, with critics and audiences alike praising the visual style and the creativity behind the characters and settings. Voice acting. The performances of the voice cast, especially Steve Carell as Gru and Pierre Coffin as the Minions, were widely acclaimed. Their work added depth and humor to the characters, making them memorable and engaging. Humor. The film's humor, a mix of slapstick, wordplay, and clever references, was a significant strength. The Minions' antics, in particular, were a major source of laughs, appealing to both children and adults. Criticisms. Predictable plot. Some critics and viewers felt that the film's storyline was somewhat predictable, following a familiar formula established by previous installments. While this didn't detract from the film's entertainment value, it was noted as a potential drawback for those seeking a more innovative narrative. Character development. A few reviews mentioned that the character arcs, particularly Gru's, didn't explore new territory, relying instead on established dynamics from earlier films. This was seen as a missed opportunity to further evolve the characters. Overall, Despicable Me 4 was a hit with both audiences and critics, successfully continuing the beloved franchise with its signature blend of humor, heart, and high-quality animation. While it may not have taken significant creative risks, it delivered what fans expected and provided a fun, entertaining experience for viewers of all ages. Despicable Me 4, 2024. Filming challenges and solutions. 1. Animation complexity. Challenge. High level of detail. Despicable Me 4 featured intricate animation, particularly with the Minions and elaborate set pieces. The complexity of rendering these detailed environments and characters posed significant challenges in terms of time and computing power. Technological demands. The film required advanced CGI technology to achieve its vibrant and realistic visual effects, which placed high demands on the animation team's resources and technology infrastructure. Solution. Upgraded technology. To address these challenges, Illumination MacGuff invested in upgraded animation technology and software. This included new rendering engines and improved graphics processing capabilities to handle the detailed animation work. Increased team collaboration. The studio enhanced collaboration between different departments, including animators, visual effects artists, and technology experts, to streamline the workflow and address technical issues more efficiently. Pre-visualization techniques. The use of pre-visualization, previs techniques helped in planning complex scenes and sequences. This allowed the team to test and refine animations before final rendering, reducing the risk of costly changes later in the production process. 2. Voice recording and scheduling. Challenge. Voice actor availability. Coordinating schedules with high-profile voice actors like Steve Carell, Kristen Wiig, and others was a logistical challenge. Their availability had to be managed carefully to ensure that recording sessions could be completed on time. Performance consistency. Maintaining consistency in voice performances, especially when actors recorded their lines at different times, was crucial for the film's continuity. Solution. Flexible recording schedule. The production team implemented a flexible recording schedule to accommodate the availability of the voice actors. This included using remote recording technology to allow actors to record from different locations if needed. Regular updates and reviews. Regular updates and reviews were conducted to ensure consistency in performances. The directors and voice actors frequently reviewed recordings to maintain the character's tone and emotional continuity throughout the film. 3. Storyline development. Challenge. Maintaining freshness. Developing a new and engaging storyline while staying true to the established tone and characters of the franchise was a challenge. The filmmakers needed to balance innovation with familiarity to meet audience expectations. Avoiding predictability. Ensuring that the plot remained interesting and engaging without falling into predictable patterns was crucial for maintaining audience interest. Solution. Collaborative writing process. The film's writers worked collaboratively to brainstorm and refine the storyline. This involved multiple drafts and feedback sessions to ensure that the narrative was both fresh and consistent with the franchise's themes. Focus groups and testing. Test screenings and focus groups were used to gauge audience reactions to different plot elements. Feedback from these sessions helped the writers make adjustments to avoid predictability and enhance the overall storytelling. 4. International releases and localization. Challenge. Localization for global markets. Ensuring that the film was effectively localized for various international markets presented challenges, particularly in translating humor and cultural references while maintaining the film's original charm. Timing for global release. Coordinating a simultaneous global release to maximize the film's box office performance and avoid spoilers was a logistical challenge. Solution. Localized voice acting. The film was dubbed into various languages with attention to maintaining the comedic timing and cultural relevance of the dialogue. Experienced localization teams worked to adapt jokes and references for different audiences while preserving the film's humor. Global release strategy. The production team and distributors coordinated a global release strategy, including staggered release dates and synchronized marketing campaigns, to generate buzz and manage the film's rollout effectively. 5. Marketing and promotion. Challenge. Creating buzz. Generating excitement and maintaining interest in the film before its release was a key challenge, especially in a competitive market with numerous other films vying for attention. Solution. Comprehensive marketing campaign. The film's marketing campaign included a mix of traditional advertising, digital promotions, and tie-ins with popular brands. This strategy helped create buzz and engage potential viewers through various channels. Interactive promotions. Interactive and engaging promotions, such as social media campaigns, interactive websites, and merchandise releases, were used to build anticipation and connect with fans. Overall, the production of Despicable Me 4 involved several challenges, particularly related to animation complexity, voice recording, storyline development, and international releases. Through strategic solutions and careful planning, the team successfully addressed these issues, resulting in a well-received and successful continuation of the beloved franchise. Despicable Me 4, 2024. Storyline. Title: Despicable Me 4. Synopsis. In Despicable Me 4, the world of Gru, Lucy, and their mischievous minions is more exciting than ever. As Gru attempts to balance his life as a loving father and a secret agent, he faces a new and formidable adversary who threatens both his family and the world at large. Plot summary: the calm before the storm. The film opens with Gru, Steve Carell, enjoying a rare moment of peace at home with his wife, Lucy Wilde, Kristen Wiig, and their 3 adopted daughters, Margot, Edith, and Agnes. The family is enjoying a blissful, ordinary life, and Gru is relishing his role as a devoted father. Meanwhile, the minions are up to their usual antics, causing chaos around the house in their endearing, comical way. A new threat emerges. However, tranquility is short-lived as a new villain emerges. This antagonist, a cunning and enigmatic figure with a plan to unleash chaos on a global scale, begins a series of high-profile heists that capture the world's attention. Their goal is to obtain a powerful device that could potentially disrupt global communications and sow discord.
Gru's dilemma.
Gru is reluctantly pulled back into the world of espionage to help combat this new threat. Despite his initial hesitations, his sense of duty as a former supervillain and a loving father drives him to action. With the help of Lucy, who returns to her role as a top-secret agent, and the minions, Gru embarks on a globe-trotting adventure to thwart the villain's plans. Minion Mayhem. The minions, always eager for an adventure, take center stage with their own subplot. They stumble upon a clue that leads them to a hidden part of the villain's plan. Their antics and bumbling efforts inadvertently help advance the plot, leading to a series of comedic and action-packed scenarios. Family and teamwork. Throughout the film, Gru and Lucy's relationship is tested as they navigate the challenges of their dual lives as parents and secret agents. They must balance their family responsibilities with their mission to stop the villain. The film highlights the importance of teamwork, both within the family and among the agents, as they work together to prevent a global catastrophe. The final showdown. In a thrilling climax, Gru and Lucy confront the villain in a high-stakes battle that takes them to an exotic, visually stunning location. With the minions providing unexpected assistance and the daughters playing a crucial role in the resolution, the team must use all their skills and ingenuity to stop the villain's plan and save the world. A happy ending. The film concludes with Gru and his family returning to their normal lives, albeit with a newfound appreciation for their ordinary moments. The minions resume their playful antics, and the family reflects on their adventure with a sense of accomplishment and unity. The final scenes celebrate the enduring strength of family bonds and the power of working together to overcome challenges. Despicable Me 4 is a heartwarming and action-packed continuation of the beloved franchise, blending humor, adventure, and family values into an engaging and entertaining experience for audiences of all ages. Despicable Me 4, 2024. Review. Title: Despicable Me 4. A fun-filled adventure with heart and humor. Review. Despicable Me 4 hits the mark once again with its signature blend of humor, heart, and high-octane adventure. Directed by Pierre Coffin and Kyle Balda, this latest installment in the beloved franchise brings back all the elements that fans have come to love while introducing new twists and characters that keep the story fresh and exciting. Plot and storyline. The storyline of Despicable Me 4 is a delightful mix of family warmth and action-packed espionage. Gru, Steve Carell, and Lucy, Kristen Wiig, find themselves drawn back into the world of secret agents when a new villain emerges with a plan that could disrupt global stability. The film expertly balances intense action sequences with light-hearted moments, making it engaging for viewers of all ages. The plot is straightforward but effective, providing plenty of opportunities for humor and heartfelt moments. While some may find the storyline familiar, it's the execution and character dynamics that truly shine. The introduction of a new villain adds a fresh challenge for Gru and his team, ensuring that the adventure remains captivating throughout. Character performances. Steve Carell delivers another memorable performance as Gru, capturing both his gruff exterior and his tender side. Carell's voice work continues to be a highlight, bringing depth and humor to the character. Kristen Wiig's portrayal of Lucy is equally engaging, adding energy and charm to the film's dynamic duo. The Minions, voiced by Pierre Coffin, steal the show with their hilarious antics and physical comedy. Their subplot, filled with slapstick humor and unexpected twists, is a standout feature of the film. The Minions' ability to create laughs with minimal dialogue remains a testament to Coffin's skill in bringing these characters to life. Visuals and animation. The animation in Despicable Me 4 is vibrant and visually stunning. Illumination MacGuff has pushed the boundaries of CGI, creating intricate and colorful environments that captivate the eye. The detailed animation brings the film's action sequences to life and adds an extra layer of charm to the Minions' comedic escapades. Themes and messages. At its core, Despicable Me 4 is a film about family and teamwork. The movie emphasizes the importance of working together, supporting one another, and cherishing the moments spent with loved ones. These themes are woven seamlessly into the plot, providing a heartwarming and relatable backdrop to the action and comedy.
Critique.
While Despicable Me 4 delivers on its promise of entertainment, it does follow a familiar formula that may feel predictable to some viewers. The film's reliance on established tropes and plot devices is balanced by its strong character performances and comedic elements. For fans of the franchise, this continuity is likely to be welcomed, as it maintains the charm and humor of the previous films. Conclusion. Overall, Despicable Me 4 is a successful continuation of the franchise, offering a fun and engaging experience for both new and returning audiences. With its blend of humor, action, and heartfelt moments, it's a film that delights and entertains from start to finish. Whether you're a longtime fan of Gru and his Minions or new to the series, Despicable Me 4 is sure to provide a memorable and enjoyable cinematic adventure. Rating 5 out of 4. Despicable Me 4 continues to prove why the franchise remains a favorite among audiences worldwide, delivering laughs, thrills, and the lovable characters fans have come to adore.